Hey everybody, Barry at CTech-review. We're gonna do a video today on something normally I wouldn't say is not that special, super basic, but this actually is kind of neat. What if Ford came out with for 2026 an F-350 long bed crew cab trimmer? Almost what this thing is. Let's do this. So if you're not familiar with this truck, it just looks like a basic work truck. Well, it's because it is. It's an XL Ford Superduty F-350. But there's something unique about this truck, and it's not the 6.7 liter Powerstroke. It's the fact that you can now get a long bed F-350 diesel with the XL off-road package. This is a big deal. Why is this a big deal? There's been a lot of people, I've read your comments, a lot of people saying, man, if Ford would just come out with a trimmer F-350 long bed, I'd be all about that. Well, they've almost got it right here. You can get the Goodyear Wrangler Duratrac tires. These are 285/70/17. Lifted up just a skosh in the front. Same thing in the rear. Got the Goodyear Wrangler Duratrac. You got the skid plates underneath. Transfer case, fuel tank, engine. By the way, it's got some pretty nice, I'm just kind of taking a look at the undercoating. Everything looks pretty solid. Looking at the drive shaft, they finally addressed that for 2026. But so you got skid plates, off-road tires, lifted up just a skosh, but there's more. This also gets you the front air dam that's actually up a little higher, so it's a little bit more clearance. So here's a standard Super Duty in FX4. Look how low this air dam holds down, so you can kind of see this thing is big. You're talking 7 inches. It's like half the size. I'm glad to see now for 2026, it's not, the XL package is not just constricted to the 6.8 liter. You can't get this option actually with the 7.3 liter, the high output. So it's either base 6.8 or base diesel. You can now get, I'll call it the closest thing to a trimmer Super Duty F-350. This thing's a monster. So let's just take a guess on what we think payload will be. I haven't looked in this truck yet. If I had to guess, given the fact that I see no spray and bed liner, no fifth wheel puck system, I bet this thing's every bit of 4,500 pounds payload. Let's just see. No, 3,568 pounds. This must be one of these trucks built on a unique GVW. Actually, let's look. Yep, it is 11,500 pounds. So there's definitely some interesting things for 2026 on GVW. This is an F-350 with a lower payload package. So this is kind of an interesting truck made for a contractor or business that's trying to get under a certain GVW limits. But anyhow, let's just see. So you kind of know you got the better tires, you got the skid plates, you got a locker in the rear, but let's just see what an XL looks like. We did the XL regular cab the other day. So you got the hard doors, you know, durable surfaces, but you do have the auto down windows. You got the manual mirrors, standard speaker system, decent storage in the side, obviously all hard plastic. This one actually comes with the vinyl flooring. Cloth seats, manual lumbar adjustment, manual adjustment on the front. Just generally, you start looking over this thing, everything in this thing is just set up for durability. You got the hard rubber door handle here. This has got the standard 8-inch display, so it's going to be identical to the last video we just did. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this truck as far as the technology. I just really want to focus on the differences from the last truck we did, the STX and the XL regular cab. So in this truck, you do still have the center console storage here that does go up in a bench. Plus you got storage underneath the bottom, which is nice. Plus you've got this storage underneath here, which is nice. 12 volt down below. You've got USB-C, 12 volt above, USB-AC there. You got your drive modes, which you still get in this truck in the diesel. Integrated brake control. You can tell this truck does not have the Pro Steer Assist, so it would not have the electric power steering assist support. You do have a nice little storage spot here, which is kind of nice. And this is where your engine braking, which the STX we did the other day did not have this because it's a dummy button, but this is for the exhaust brake for the engine. Hard touch, but you can tell the dash is the new modernized dash they came out with a few years ago, even in the basic version. But I liked it. It's still got storage above, open glove box above, decent glove box down below. Just a simple truck. Cruise control, column shifter. You got your sunglass holder, aux switches above. You got just your standard mirror. Nothing crazy. You got LED lights in the interior. Does it have? It actually does have a mirror. It just doesn't have a light in a mirror. No, and not one for the driver's side. But the seats are actually surprisingly comfortable. I'm glad to see this because you always think in a cheap truck the seats are going to be really uncomfortable, and these ones are actually really good. I'll show you the second row here real quick. Second row, just like the front, hard touch, everything hard touch, durability. Just a standard folding bench. You don't have the partition underneath, but what I love about the Ford is the flat flooring, which is awesome. Good storage. And you do have cup holders, and you do have USB-C and a 12-volt in the rear, which is nice. Even in a base truck, you do still have a little bit of function there. You could add the partition after the fact if you want. No storage behind the first row, but you do have LED lights above, sliding rear window, no cup holders up here. This, I think this does actually fold down. I think there's a way you can fold these down. Most of the time on the Ford, you can pop these down if you need to get back there. Otherwise, you still got your steps on the side. You got your steps in the bedside. Here's where you fill up your duff. Nothing's changed here from 2026. This does not have the spray and bed liner, and as you can tell, this also does not have the fifth wheel prep, but it does have LED lights and the box link already connected. Being an F-350, you can see it's got the overload springs, and I've just been kind of scouring over this thing, kind of looking to see what the undercoating looks like, and it actually looks pretty solid. Axles look good, springs, leaf springs, hitch, everything looks pretty good. Got your spare underneath here. One difference here between this and XL off-road and a Tremor is this does not have the Tremor specific shocks. Tailgate, pretty standard here, just a standard tailgate drop, but this one does have the tailgate step, which is nice. You kind of see you can control your LEDs right here, but it's pretty easy to put up. 2.5-inch hitch. Hey, if you guys are interested in this truck, I'll put the information for the guys here at Bob Maxxey. It is available right now. Standard halogen lights, front and rear. Does not have the chrome exhaust tips, which is not a big deal. Standard running boards. This does have the base front end, not the STX front end. So this is a completely different look in the front end with the halogen assemblies and the different grille. And you have the halogen fog lights. But the cool thing about this truck, it's an easy upgrade. If you want to make these lights LED, it's a really easy fix through Last Fit. I'll put information if you guys are interested, because I've had others say, man, I wish I could get the Super Duty with the nicer front end, which gets you the LEDs. Totally get it, but you can still convert that if you guys are interested. So if you go over to lastfit.com, you'll notice I've got 2026 Ford F-350 selected. You can type whatever you want in there. Since we already got this vehicle selected, we'll just show you real quick how this works over on lastfit.com. We're looking for LED light bulbs. This truck has the halogen headlights. This is the base model, XL or XLT base model. But there's a lot of different options here. You got your high beam bulbs. You can do, these are a different version of high beam. I mean, there's tons of different options, but I just want to show you one of the options I've used before. For just this video today, we'll just show you what low and high beams. You're looking at $338, and these are the ones with the fan. You go over here and add it into cart. And I want to show you how this works. You go to checkout, you use the CTech-review discount code, save you $50 on this order. That's a lot of money. For this little bit amount of money, you can get some awesome headlights in your base model Super Duty truck. This truck does not have the 360 front-facing cameras. Let's pop the hood real quick. Being it is the 6.7, there's a lot more jammed underneath here. You can see the turbo back in there. You got your intercooler piping, EGR coolers, got 2 batteries, traditional brake boosting system, got your brake booster. I want to see if you can see in here anywhere where the vacuum, no, for the lines for the differential. I know they kind of push them up a little bit, and I'm wondering, sort of think it might be those, Those two lines, I'm not sure, up a little higher. Anyhow, where you check your oil dipstick, change your oil, you can kind of see, here's for your cooling system. And this actually, if you guys notice, I don't know if you can see in there, you see this kind of like furry material on the intake. This must be part, I'm assuming this truck might have a snowplow prep package or something, but this has that little bit of fur in the front. And I've been told that is there as an option for, is for snow and I don't know, like snow dust, maybe clogging up the air filter. Got your secondary battery here, your junction boxes. You can kind of see all these harnesses up there and your fuse box covered up. There's a lot going on underneath here. You do still have the hood struts, which is nice. No insulation on the hood. All right, let's go over the window sticker here real quick. 2026, this is Oxford White F-350. 6.7 liter Powerstroke with a 355 electric locking differential. The XL off-road package for $995. I personally think if you don't need 35-inch tires and you do use your truck off-road, it's worth every penny, because just the tires alone are worth more than $995 getting the Goodyears on there. This has the 11,500 pound GVW package. Running boards, 50 state emission, defrost, sliding rear window, trailer brake controller, roof clearance lights, upfitter switches, 410 amp dual alternator, tailgate step, dual battery, cloth seats, privacy, connectivity, 1 year included, XL driver assistance package, XL Chrome package, $425 for a grand total of $72,735. There's a ton of independent options on this truck. And this is why it's kind of unique, because you don't typically see an XL off-road in a long bed with a diesel, with stops, with LEDs in the bed, with the lights on the roof. So for $72,000, you are in an F-350 diesel long bed in 2026, and I'm going to call it Tremor Light. I still hope one day Ford comes out with a real Tremor version of this truck. To me, I think it'd be awesome. I think there's a lot of other people that would like that idea too. But in the meantime, for 2026, this is not a bad option to consider. And also, if this thing had the electric power steering assist, we'd see the aluminum bracket sitting on the side of the frame. That's an option I've really recommended people look at. If you're going to be buying a truck like this, you can get it one of a few ways with the Pro Steer Assist system, or a Tremor, or higher trim packages. It has a big impact on the drivability of the vehicle, as well as the feedback in the steering wheel. And I'll show you what it looks like. So here is a King Ranch higher trim level, and that's what the bracket looks like. So when you see that bracket, you know you got electric power steering assist to help, and it really totally changes the driving dynamics of the vehicle. Unfortunately, guys, we had a little bit of a technology snafu. We lost a little bit of footage, but here's what I tell you. We did the drive loop. It drives pretty good for a long bed, no surprise, right? Longer wheelbase, it'll help you drive a little bit nicer down the road. The 6.7 Powerstroke is a beast. No question about it, it's an animal. Very impressive. I've said this on many times in the past. We did our little CTech mini loop, which we've done in the past, and we got 19.4 miles per gallon in this Powerstroke F-350 diesel. Compare this to the video we just did doing the same loop with the regular cab with the 6.8 liter V8. And that was a regular cab, not a crew cab. It's a heavier truck. If you guys are interested in this truck or any other Ford, I'll put the information for Bob Maxxey down below. It's a good dealership. We bought trucks from them in the past. We've been happy with them. Glad to see that you can now get the XL off-road in a long bed, diesel, Tremor Light. I hope we get a real Tremor long bed in the future. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.